Hello, my name is Jack Mason, and today I'll be talking to you about are there two genders? Although society has progressed in the recent years and many new gender identities and sexual orientations, oftentimes some very controversial, have been made known, the legitimacy of these identities can be invalid sometimes due to the fact that science defines gender as male or female based on a individual's genetic makeup. My topic is to discuss the legitimacy of other gender identities outside male and female. So, over the past few years, starting at the beginning of my adolescence, early teens, I've noticed an increase in the discussion when it comes to sexual orientations and multiple genders. It's had me confused because I've only believed that for there to be two genders. I've only believed in two genders because that's how I've been raised. And however, through this semester and this class, it's really opened up my perspective and my knowledge. And over the past few years, society and the media and this class again has amplified that knowledge of multiple genders and other sexual orientations, and the knowledge and just how little I truly know about the topic, about these other genders that I haven't really known of in my life. So it's caused me to want to branch out and learn more, and that's what I'm doing. This topic has been continued to be amplified by everything I just named. And so I was born a Catholic, I was raised a Catholic, went to Catholic school, went to Mass every Sunday with my family, and it instilled a strong faith in me. And because of my upbringing and through the environments that I've been a part of and the people I've surrounded myself with, I adopted the belief of there to only be two genders, only two true genders. I've adopted that belief. And the topic is very important to me because in the Bible, it literally says in the Bible, God says that we are made in His image. Man and woman, we are made in His image, and that's it. And religion kind of throws a rock at the whole multiple gender thing because of the Bible and those statements. And I'll get into that later. And that's why there's such a rift with me and this, because of that. So seeing all the changes going on throughout the world, it's very, to me, it's odd, and it's taking me a little time to digest the change. It's also difficult for me to articulate my true feelings about it because all my life I've been taught to accept everyone and understand, and I do, and that's where that rift is, because I do accept it, but it's hard sometimes when you don't understand someone's beliefs or their mindset. So when it comes to this topic, there's many different questions and arguments both sides can ask. So I could ask, or you could ask yourself, how do you classify a gender? Are there more than just male and female genders to you? Do you agree with individuals who identify as multiple genders? And on the other side of things, the argument to that can be, it is wrong to not accept multiple genders. Like, the world is changing, adapting. At this point in time, it's wrong to not accept that. So you could ask that as well. So let's begin. Why are people pushing for acceptance of these sexual orientations and multiple genders, and what's the science behind it? So an example of this is very recently in 2015, we all know this, the Supreme Court issued a ruling that legalized the right for gay marriage in every state across the country. That was because of individuals and strongly our generation pushing for the change, pushing for that acceptance. And that's what the individuals within these gender communities are doing for themselves, and society's helping them push that because they want the same rights that all of us have. And some of these gender communities don't have those rights, and they haven't been fully accepted. And that is why people are pushing for that acceptance and pushing for that change. Now, what has the science taught us about it? So science has taught us that there are only two genders. There's only two. You have XX chromosomes, which are female, and then you have XY chromosomes, which are male. This is where science is finding out more and more and more, and this is why people need to learn about this and discover this. There's a lot more to it, science has found out. Science has proved that individuals who have XX chromosomes, which are female, they can have male features within their brain. Crazy. Same vice versa. Males can have female features. Now that's because of the interaction between hormones and developing brain cells within the brain. And these hormones and brain cells are thought to be major areas for our sexual differences when it comes to a wide field of adult behaviors, of just like sexual behavior. And that says a ton about why some people identify as other genders other than male and female. So science says that there's only two genders with the chromosomes. However, science is also proving that it is totally natural for other people to identify as other genders because it's your brain. It has everything to do with your hormones and brain cells within your brain. And this is where it gets weird though. What does religion have to say about this? So the Catholic Church is a tough one because it kind of throws a rock at this whole thing when it comes to gender identity. Because it's in the Bible and the religion, it says God did not intend for us to change in this manner. God made man and woman, and that's that. The Bible says men and women were made in his image, like I stated previously. And these are two Bible verses from the Bible. Genesis 1:27 says, "So God created man in his own image. In the image of God he created him. Male and female he created them." He said it like 3 times in that one verse, male and female. So that's tough. And then in Deuteronomy 22, it touches on what it honestly seems to be transgenders. It says, "A woman shall not wear a man's garment, nor shall a man put on a woman's cloak. For whoever does is an abomination to the Lord your God." That's kind of tough. Like, that's like a little harsh. And it's like, that's where there's such a rift between religion and sexual identities and multiple genders, because the Bible is like, no, there's only two. There's only two. But then society is changing and adapting, and a lot of people are turning away from the Catholic Church because of that. So how's the world adapting and reacting to this? So a study shows that 56% of adults say that there's only two genders, male and female. However, they also took a study of the younger population, so our population, 18 to 29-year-olds. Over half of that group said that there are multiple genders and there should be a third gender. So what that says is the older generation and the overall population says that there's only two. But our younger generation, and this is not shocking, we're also the generation that's pushing for this change. Over half of our generation believes there should be more than two genders. So in conclusion, science is still a long way from unlocking the true reasonings behind gender identities and sexual orientations. And religion is kind of a roadblock when it comes to this whole thing. Science is knocking on the door, and on the other hand, religion is clinging to its traditional biblical teachings. So as society plays catch up and continues to adapt more and more, the individuals within these communities will push for equality for their members. There's a lot more we don't know about these gender identities and sexual orientations, so I don't think there's a right or wrong side. But either way, you have to be willing to listen and adapt, and that's what I'm doing. And I encourage and vouch for everyone else to do the same, because I believe as time progresses, society is going to continue to accept more and more and more of these identities, and we need to be ready for that. So, to conclude, Science says there's only two when it comes to chromosomes. But science has also proven that it's totally natural for there to be more than just two.